In the high-stakes theater of Middle Eastern politics, what you see is rarely the truth. Today, Israel and Iran are locked in a shadow war. But look closer at the 1980s. While the world watched Iran and Iraq tear each other apart, a secret bridge was built. Behind the death to Israel chants in Tehran, Israeli technicians were fixing Iranian jets. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It was a calculated, cold-blooded strategy known as the Periphery Doctrine. In the 1950s, Israel's first prime minister, David Ben-Gurion, faced a nightmare: total isolation by the Arab world. His solution? The Periphery Doctrine. Israel sought alliances with the non-Arab neighbors of its enemies. The jewel in the crown of this alliance was the Shah's Iran. They weren't just neighbors. They were partners in a secret intelligence organization codenamed Trident. They shared
Their
everything
operations are accelerating.
from Soviet
Must
military
act.
movements
Agreed.
to
Escalation
internal
risks
threats.
exposure for both.
They were the enemies of my enemy, and they were inseparable. The cooperation wasn't just talk, it was worth billions. To hide their tracks, they created front companies in Panama and Switzerland under the name Transasiatic Oil. Iran provided the fuel, Israel provided the technology. In 1977, they launched Project Flower. This was a $1.2 billion oil for arms contract. Iran paid $300 million in cold hard cash and millions more in oil to fund Israeli missile research. The plan was for both countries to build and own advanced missile systems that could dominate the region. At the time, Israel believed Iran would be their eternal shield. Then came the Islamic Revolution. The Shah was gone. The new regime, led by Ayatollah Khomeini, declared Israel an illegal state. On the surface, the alliance was dead. But in 1980, Saddam Hussein's Iraq saw an opening and invaded Iran. Iran's military, built on American and Israeli parts, was suddenly paralyzed. They had the planes, but no tires. They had the tanks, but no shells. Ideology says, die for your beliefs. Pragmatism says, buy from your enemy to survive. Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin made a cold calculation. Iraq was the immediate threat. He authorized Operation Seashell. Even as Iran burned Israeli flags, Israeli ships and planes were secretly delivering tires for F-4 jets and engines for tanks. Israel even sent a team of technicians to Tehran, disguised, of course, to help the Iranians keep their air force in the sky. To the Iranian regime, Israel was a little Satan they could use to defeat the great Ba'athist Satan next door. To Israel, a weakened Iraq was worth a strengthened Iran. This culminated in the wildest scandal of the 20th century, the Iran-Contra affair. The United States wanted to free hostages in Lebanon. Iran wanted missiles. Israel wanted a seat at the table. Israel became the middleman, shipping American-made TOW and Hawk missiles to Tehran. The money from these sales was then funneled to rebels in Nicaragua. It was a global shell game where Israel held the cards. For nearly a decade, this secret triangle kept the Iran-Iraq war in a bloody stalemate, ensuring neither side could truly win. By the 1990s, the common enemies were gone. Iraq was crushed in the Gulf War. The Soviet Union had collapsed. The strategic logic of the 80s evaporated, leaving only the raw, ideological hatred we see today. The friends of the periphery became the rivals of the center. But the history remains. For 10 years, the survival of the Islamic Republic was paved with Israeli steel. In the Middle East, the only thing more dangerous than an enemy is a secret friend. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the shadows of history, hit the like button. Our next video uncovers the secret Trident intelligence files. You won't want to miss it. Subscribe and stay curious.